So I'm back. Again, I haven't been uploading videos for the past week. Got busy again and also got sick. Just some minor cold. It's not a big deal. Just really busy. I hope you guys are still here. So, I'm just gonna start. Here's to another episode of me reading the Overthinking Cure by Nick Trenton. So, we're gonna be here in the chapter or subsection, I don't know, of the book. The 4 A's of Stress Management. This is tangentially similar to the previous point of moving, making, and meeting. This technique can be like a lifeboat in the storm of stress and overthinking. It's easier to get into that meditation and will help you get a handle on everyday life stressors fast. All you need to remember is 4 techniques: avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. It can be a comfort in itself to know that really there are only these 4 possible ways to respond to any life stress. If you can, write them down somewhere you can see them at a glance until you've drilled into your mind and can remember it instantly. The first thing you can do is avoid. Sounds suspiciously simple, but there's a lot of aggravation in life you can simply walk away from. We can't control everything in life, but we can arrange our circumstances so we don't have to be in stressful surroundings or with stressful people. If you're honest, we might see that a lot of stress in our lives is voluntary, and we don't have to agree to it. Thinking about what is stressing you in your environment and how you can take control to moderate or remove it entirely. Consider someone who hates how busy the grocery stores are on a Saturday morning. Knowing that this stresses them out, they can rearrange their schedule so they do their weekly shopping at the quietest time, say on a Tuesday evening. There's no need to manage the stress of a busy supermarket if you just avoid it entirely. It's nice advice. You can avoid stressful people in exactly the same way. Do you find that your stress goes through the roof when your parents come to stay for the holidays? Find a way to have them stay in a nearby B&B, or avoid planning any activities where you are all alone together in a room for hours with nothing to do but stress each other out. Sadly, there are a lot of situations like that. I, for one, don't really relate to this because I want to be with my family or just with my grandpa and my mom and my aunt as much as possible. Maybe other people can relate to this. Maybe, from my experience, a lot of people in the West, they kind of have problems like this. But not for me and not for the people that I know. So anyway, when you avoid stress, you're not running away from obligations or denying genuine problems. You are simply learning to say no to stress that is unnecessary and harmful. We can always say no to situations and people that demand too much of us and our resources. Those resources can be mental energy and attention, but they can also be time. If something in your life is gobbling up all your time, you can say no. Look at your to-do list and get rid of the 2 or 3 items that are not urgent and not your priority. delegate tasks, or let someone else take on a responsibility. You don't have to do it all. So the next time you face a stressful prospect, ask yourself, can I just avoid this whole thing? If you can, do it. This is not only a big step to creating healthy boundaries, it's a way of simplifying and streamlining life and getting in touch with your guiding values. So much of our anxiety and stress comes from areas of life we don't even care about, if you're honest. Why waste your sense of balance and well being on something that doesn't ultimately matter or mean anything to you? If you can't avoid the situation, you might need to find ways to change it, i.e., alter it. You always have the option of asking others to change their behavior. For example, if the builders are making a racket outside, politely ask them to pause for 10 minutes while you finish an important phone call. Communicate your needs and feelings directly, rather than suffering in silence. If you never clearly tell your friend that his stupid jokes really hurt you, he may sit quietly and bear the brunt of it forever. When it would have been easy to tell him how you feel
Gotcha, bitch!
and ask him to stop. This is very relatable for me. There's a lot. I think there are also people out there who just prefer to sit in silence and suffer rather than be confrontational and tell people that they are stressing you out, or tell people that they're making problems, or tell people that they're the ones that are the problem. I think it's because it's it might be introversion. A lot of introverts don't wanna confront people. They just, as much as possible, they wanna avoid confrontations. However, we gotta learn how to be confrontational while being respectful at the same time. It is possible. It is a skill that a lot of adults, a lot of responsible adults have. Just because something is hard or something is annoying you and you cannot control it, or virtually you cannot control it, doesn't mean you have exhausted all your options. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you're just sitting there and you haven't even asked the person to be quiet, or you haven't even asked the person to, yeah, I can't loan you money right now. All you have to do is just share how you feel, or explain your side of the story. It's not that hard per se. It can be hard for some people. Yeah, I understand, because I too am like that. Fortunately, very unfortunately, I'm like that also. Let's just really try to tell people how we feel, how we truly feel. Tell people to, hey, I really need your help on this. You're not actually helping. Hey, uh, you haven't paid me back yet, and I really need the money now. Hey, could you please just be quiet for an hour or so, because I'm studying. All those things that can really help you at the moment, but you prefer to sit in silence and just be passive aggressive. That's another thing being passive aggressive, we might think that we're giving out signs that something is wrong, and people will just notice it, or people will adjust accordingly. However, most of the time, that's just not the case. The chances are they're not gonna notice, or they're not gonna care enough, or they just don't care enough to notice. So you really just have to say it, be direct to people. And if they say no because of um something stupid, like, no, I'm not gonna pay you tomorrow, no, I'm not gonna stay quiet, no, then avoid those people. You don't need to be with those people. And if they're your family, that's gonna be harder. However, it doesn't mean you can't avoid them. There are a lot of practical ways to avoid people that are hard to live with, that are hard to deal with. You can uh, you can go to a public library when you study. You can go to another place that is quiet, or your friend's place, or your relative's place, or something. You just need to find a way if they're really uncooperative. However, if you haven't even tried it, you really have to, man. It's not that complicated. You just have to do it little by little. So I'm gonna stop there. This actually is a very long part of the book. So I'm just gonna continue reading it the next episode, and I hope I'm gonna be uploading it very soon after this one. So yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. That's it. Bye.
Please, I'm begging you.